WesWes show.
I was about to say, I'm nervous about this one because everybody knows, you know, do I joke about hating R. Kelly? Yeah. I think to a degree, you know, when you do those kinds of jokes, but you're serious, but you're joking, just to lighten the tone. And now that we said to, you know, look what he's been convicted, we talk so much about doing a podcast about him. Now is definitely the chance. But I have this ugly... Right now, I feel like I'm going to cry. I just have this ugly... It's so ugly. Fuck. And I didn't want to do this podcast because then I think I answered the question that I fucking hate him. Yeah, and then when I read the convictions, I was like, you know, I think when we did our Alia podcast, that was probably one of the first giveaways, and I don't know why we didn't react. And you know, more back then when we knew he married her when she was underage. I feel like we almost were like, oh.
I feel like back then we weren't really privy to any information like that. It was just kind of like hearsay, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was it down to the whole no internet again?
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't know she was underage back then. Like,
yeah,
you know,
because she had a mature thing about her, so weren't sure.
Yeah, and the fact that we were all young as well, so I don't think that comes into play at the time.
Like it never came up on the news, or
nah, because
it was kind of like just gossip.
And I think to a degree you don't want to believe it. For me, I think I didn't want to believe that she would get involved with something like that because, you know, I had her on this probably pedestal, so I didn't want that to blacken her name or anything. So I was just like, oh, doubtful she would do that. I don't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah,
definitely. I think it wasn't until later that I realized, oh, you know, that she was underage.
Yeah.
That I thought something of it, and I thought, oh, okay, it's probably just a rumor.
Yeah, but still, when we did find out, we still didn't really, you know.
I feel like, and it's probably the internet or whatever. Like, definitely New Zealand was not privy to any kind of knowledge that was happening to do with that. And so you'd hear whispers about it or gossip and stuff, but nothing was ever really confirmed. And now that we know, because he, you know, brought people out or whatever, but over that time he was able to build like this empire and all this music, and despite all these allegations, and it's not really until that Surviving R. Kelly documentary happens that you're like, oh shit, it's real. Like, you know, because there was never really anything confirmed. It was just talk. And I until watching that documentary, didn't know that he was paying people off or, you know, all that kind of stuff. So nothing was really, you had an idea or you heard about it, but nothing was really, you know, set in stone.
I didn't realise there were so many though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like until that Surviving R. Kelly and all the women that came out, and especially his ex-wife, because I remember watching a reality TV show on all the ex-wives or something of stars. So there was Prince's ex-wife.
Divas.
Yeah. And she speaks briefly about her marriage to R. Kelly, and she gets emotional every time she kind of spoke about it. So I think then when she came seeing on a Surviving R. Kelly was when she kind of completely, Hundy came out.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, that's what she was holding back from when she was on the show.
Yeah.
So, full disclosure, I've never seen that Surviving R. Kelly, of course, and I won't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't interest me to watch it, and maybe it would have given me more of a, who knows? Probably would have just fueled my already, you know, dislike for the person. So, what do I need to kind of watch it for?
Yeah.
And just upset myself even more, and yeah, So I actually haven't seen it, but I've obviously read, you know, the countless people who came out. And this is the thing, like, I've read things like, you know, things were brought up and he settled out of court or whatever. But I don't get how that happens. I don't get it. I don't get how out of court. I don't understand. So someone's...
They accept money.
Yeah,
they accept
no,
payment.
I know. But I'm just like, so then why is no one actually investigated that more? Do you know what I mean? Instead, they're just like, oh, we gave her money, so she's all good now. But there was still the crime.
Like, the crime was still there, but they accepted the money to
So
not
then drop
proceed
charges.
Further. Yeah, basically.
And that's
But it's like, that already is a sign. Do you know what I mean? But I guess if the person who raised it doesn't want to pursue it, no one else can do anything.
Yeah.
But fucking hell.
Yeah, money's like a big thing in this whole situation because, you know, the girl that he allegedly had weed on and stuff like that in the video, she didn't want to testify that it was her family.
Would you want to tell
Yeah,
anyone
but
that
neither-
someone weed on you?
Yeah, but neither did her parents. Her parents denied that it was her too, so it never went to court. But at the same time, the dad was working as a guitar player for R. Kelly, and then after that, he continued to play guitar like in the band for him. So like,
Well, that's his job. That's his
Yeah.
life. That's what he provides to his family.
And so people accepted
disgusting.
money over, you know, things like that.
The
Like, 'cause
truth.
that
Yeah,
was
they
their
do.
livelihood. Yeah.
How sad that
Wow.
someone...
kind of helps his case. You know what I mean?
Wow.
How sad that someone has that much power over all of these people to turn everybody around, but only for so long.
Money's the root of all evil, man. Like,
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
And,
Doesn't matter. As long as
that Sparkles
there.
girl, that one.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it was
saw
her
that.
niece that was peed on or whatever, and she talked about how controlling he was, and he would do stuff like start an argument with her dad to see whether her dad would stand up for her or not, like to see
How
kind
far
of
he could
test
push things.
how far he could get away with stuff.
Yeah, I saw that he wrote some songs for her. For Sparkle. Was it that?
Yeah.
Sparkle?
Like a whole lot of songs. I saw her
Yeah.
name come up and
That's the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I guess when we spoke about, you know, what can we could talk about R. Kelly till the cows come home. Do you know what I mean? But we had to ask ourselves some serious questions, and that's when I was, you know, confronted with if I'm against R. Kelly, and you know, was I a fan before, etc., or if I'm for him and still play his music. And I probably have to, you know, say I am definitely against R. Kelly. And then was I previously a fan? I think not. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if I was, I might have been able to separate. I don't know. Like, I like some of his songs. I don't know.
I think the thing is, you know, people talk about separating the art from the artist, and like, because you know, we're all against R. Kelly and what he's done, right? But at the same time, like for me, I still like his music. If that makes any sense.
No, well, it's interesting because then the more I looked into, I didn't realize, like I knew he was a singer and I knew he helped people, but I didn't realize his writing and producing skills. So the more I looked into that, I was like, I came across that 7 songs that, you know, I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know your hand touched those, and now I'm pissed off because then now I do have to say, to a degree, I like his stuff and play his stuff without realizing it was his stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't realize the, you know, the talent.
I read something about separating music from the artist, and this person spoke about that you can't separate the music from the artist in the sense that their music embodies everything that they are. If they weren't themselves, their music wouldn't be what it is. But you can separate the enjoyment of music from the artist.
Like
Wow.
the art is an expression of the artist. So
Right.
like, how can you separate the day?
Age ain't nothing but a number,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you know?
I think it
Yeah.
comes down to like not opinion, like it's what you like. If
Personal.
you
Yeah.
do or you don't,
Yeah.
personal preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for me, if I'm listening to a song, like what draws me to play a song or like a song is purely like what my ears hear and how it makes me feel, kind
What
of
your
thing.
heart feels.
Yeah. And so
Absolutely.
yeah,
Not your
and so-
mind.
no, so
Yeah.
like, and for me growing up, my childhood was like some of the best memories because every like Christmas holidays, summer holidays, and school holidays, I spent it at my nana's house away from my parents with all of my cousins. So you have this like freedom because you're in a small town, no one's going to hurt you, kind of thing. So you get up to all kinds of stuff, and the music that we
Played a
listened
huge
to,
part.
yeah, was R. Kelly. Like he's a staple in R&B and hip hop, and so for me, I can still listen to his songs, and that's where it takes me. I don't think about him at all.
No, same.
Doesn't come to my mind. Like I can still listen to Bodies Calling, and it still feels the same like back then, like it does. Nothing about little girls comes into my mind. Do you know what I
True.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's how I look at it and choose to like, I'll still listen to his music if I want to listen to it because that's how it is for me, kind of.
Yeah.
thing.
Nah, definitely.
Same as me. I'm the same. I personally, like for example, when the jam "Step in the Name of Love" comes on,
Yeah.
like that is a jam to. I didn't even know R. Kelly was the person who sung that song.
Yeah.
You
true.
know? So I'm jamming to it and not even thinking anything. I'm listening to the pure music in itself.
Oh,
So the connection I have to the song,
Yeah.
but not necessarily the artist. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I never do. I never have a connection with the artist. It's always the music that I'm connected to. If I love it and it's got a vibe, I'm connected. Do you know what I mean? And not because it's them as an artist. Why I love the song. I mean, there's a bonus if I like the artist, but it's
Yeah.
like Beyonce. I'm not a fan of Beyonce, but there's some songs that I
appreciated
like.
some of their music.
Exactly. But yeah.
I think I invest myself in if I like a whole heap of an artist's songs and then I find out about that person and then I, follow them and I know so much about them. I invest a lot
Yes, you
Yeah.
do.
into that person.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's where that lets me down, where I've cut myself off from him and, taken my investment away. I don't think I had a whole heap in, so whatever I had was enough to take away. But the other day I fucking remembered, what's that song with Public Announcement?
Yep, yeah,
She's got
yeah,
that
yeah,
vibe.
yeah, yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
she's got that vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like so annoyed to remember that it was R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I was like, because then I remembered I was in intermediate and we must have been on a school trip on the bus and someone was playing that song and we nearly had a crash. And everyone was just laughing because, no one got hurt, but that song was playing and we were just laughing. And I was like, see, so I've got a memory with that and now it
Yeah.
annoys me that it's him singing that,
Yeah.
which is,
Because
I
you
don't
like
know.
the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know
what
whether
do you
that's,
do with that already? Yeah.
I suppose, I mean, I can't do what Spotify did. And, there was a period, wasn't there, where they banned his music.
Yeah. In saying that, artists, I looked up, I saw some artists that actually, that he wrote songs for. Fantasia. She
Did
did
he
a
write
song
songs
with
for you?
him. Sleeping with the One I Love. So she's taken that off. She's not going to perform that anymore.
Oh,
Yeah. Fantasia.
Francesca?
Jennifer Hudson's removed 2 of her songs from Apple Music. And BTK, the boy band, after their tour, they're retiring their songs from the set list.
Because he wrote and produced Bump, Bump, Bump.
Bump, yeah.
Yeah.
And Selena Johnson, she's also taken his songs off too.
How huge what's the word, passive protest that is But for me, I don't really remember any other B2K songs other than Bump Bump Bump.
I think he did Girlfriend for them too.
Girlfriend.
Oh, vaguely. I think maybe I was too old to really appreciate, you know what I mean? I wasn't their age to appreciate
sorry, I
them.
know. Tough bitch.
But what a huge thing to, you know, say that they could be some of your biggest songs that he's done for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to remove those.
Yeah.
By way of support. Not for him, obviously.
Yeah. Well.
So I just have to go back to our first thing.
So I didn't just ask something. So they're removing his
there you go.
Removing his songs from like their set list. Are they giving him back the money that he made for them too? Like just putting it out there.
Well,
you know, because people can be embarrassed. Like I get it. You don't support him. You know. You don't like what he's done and stuff, and yeah, absolutely. Like who does? But you got to acknowledge that he made you some money too.
It was delayed.
Like, sorry.
You know, do they give back the money that he put in their pockets for that as well?
Well, I suppose that when they were making that money, all of this wasn't really a thing, and as soon as it was, they stopped, and they won't be making any more money off those songs, will they? So
true.
I suppose.
Well, they say they don't. Like Jennifer Hudson says, I simply cannot, in good faith, to continue to perform the song.
Yeah.
In support of all the survivors who have bravely come out about R. Kelly. So she'll no longer. So I think it's
fair.
Yeah, because they're probably gonna get fans or something saying, how can you still sing R. Kelly's music if they were still singing it? I mean, if they're looking from just the artist side of things instead of looking at him as a pedo, then
I think too, because to us he is the artist. We don't know the person.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's why I couldn't separate the artist from, you know, because I don't know the person, and now the person that we're being shown isn't favouring very well, you know.
He's an ugly person.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's a sick individual.
I was just going to go back and say, you know how I didn't know. It's a really dumb thing I'm about to say, but I never knew your guys' opinions on it because we joked about it so much.
Yeah.
Like, of course I would think, but then it was like, you just never know what people's thoughts are. And we always joked about it, and it always seemed to be me that was the hater.
Yeah.
So we posed the question to ourselves, are we for or against him? But we never discussed beforehand what we were going to, you know, what our answers were before podcast. So
yeah.
So that's interesting because pretty much, we did the, what was it? The Instagram.
Yes, on the stories.
Yeah. And sorry, Puns, because you got the results.
No, well, it was, people were either just straight up fuck no and fuck him. People were either,
I think it was all Linda.
Yeah.
I answered like so many times.
And that's true. You know, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him for what he's done.
Yeah.
And of course you won't want to listen to his music. So I totally understand that.
Yeah. And then you had others say yes along the lines of it's hard not to because of the memories
like
you associate
to
his music. And then, you know, other people say, other responses were along the lines of, you know, well, I still listen to the music he's written and produced for other people. So in that case, I do still listen to his music.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much across the board, fuck no, but still listen to his music. As in,
kind of.
Don't like the person.
It was like half is fuck no, fuck him and fuck his music. And the other half is like, and the other half is like, fuck R. Kelly, but I'm going to listen to his music because of this, this, and this. Yeah.
Nah, and I get that.
Which is us. Fuck R. Kelly, but he's a music genius.
And that's it. You asked the question as well, do we deny his musical genius? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Until I looked into like, I love Black, you know,
yes,
the good, so he did 808 and I'm like, fuck you, produced that. I Don't Want To by, you know, Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
More and More by Joe.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
You're Not Alone, Michael
You're Not
Jackson.
Alone,
Jackson.
exactly.
That was massive. And the one he did with Celine.
Yeah.
Even like Maxwell's
Sounds so
Fortunate.
mean.
Yes, and so then after that, because if you when you ask when we pose the question to each other, do we deny his musical genius? So I was just kind of like, his songs are okay, but now I'm like, nah, you can't deny his musical genius. But does that, it's like for all the good things that you do, shit, mate.
Yeah.
You cross those all out with the bad shit and more.
It's like the only good thing about him was his music, like literally.
Pretty much. Oh, wait, and he's got kids, huh?
Heaps.
Yeah, hips and hips of kids.
Hups and hups, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So to
Changing
answer
faces?
that question, oh no, don't.
Oh, yeah.
It just gets worse for me. It gets better, like, because all these people, and I saw he did like so much for that Sparkle chick, and and I was
she
just like,
did. Yeah. And I felt for her because when she came out and like, how she stood up against her family and all that, and it caused a lot of drama for her, and then people were attacking her. And like it doesn't even matter anyway because he still at the end of the day did what he did, but they were attacking her because she was sleeping with R. Kelly and had left her husband for him.
Shit, that happens every day. I
So
mean,
her husband is Earl from Public Announcement.
Whoa.
oh,
Yeah,
wait, and Public
Wow.
Announcement did shit with him.
yeah, they were like
Yeah.
his backup band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, just
that was her
gross.
husband,
Like, why
and
would you?
she was sleeping with him. So she failed to mention that in the documentary. So people were attacking her for that, but like it still doesn't matter. He still did what he did, whether
Yeah,
she
that's
disclosed that or not. It
different.
has
Exactly.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Exactly, unless she was 15 at the time. Then
Yeah.
that's the only way it's relevant. But other than that, that's totally separate. It's a shit thing, but nothing to do with the shit that he did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then her husband, Earl, I found out from Public Announcement, left Public Announcement because he saw R. Kelly on the back of the bus with Aaliyah. And he's just left after that. He was like, oh, fuck, I'm not working with this dude. I'm a gangster. I'm not doing it. And so he left the group too.
Didn't say anything?
He did say that.
No, I mean like to people to be like...
He did. Yeah, he did.
Ah.
So, like, the other members of Public Announcement, at the time, they were, like, in a bad space with R. Kelly, especially him, because, he took them on, but he's the leader of the band, you know what I mean? On all their single covers and all that, he's, like, in the front and they're at the back with their head down, you know what I mean? Like,
I heard he was a bit of an asshole, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't it just tie in with everything, though? I'm not surprised.
What kind of person he is.
Yeah.
And so he felt some kind of way, like, wasn't being supportive of them and stuff. So when he did, come and explain what he saw and tell people what he saw, they were kind of like are you just saying that because
you're upset about
because you hate him, or like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? And so they weren't,
They didn't really believe.
Goodness.
yeah.
And now look.
But R. Kelly never denied it whenever they asked him. He was just like, what's wrong with this guy? Does he not want, okay, well, whatever his cut was, I'll go into your guys' pockets now. You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
Just took a different avenue.
yeah.
I don't know. I recently read, because, now this is what's happened. It's all come down to all of these criminal charges and stuff. And I don't think I realized the magnitude. Like, there's the stuff that we read about or heard, but I didn't realize there was like charges of, so they call it like racketeering. And I never really knew what that word meant before. I've heard it heaps, but never heard it. So basically it's all based on, so racketeering covers all of these things, which is like sexual exploitation of children, kidnapping, forced labor, and then he had 8 violations of something called the Mann Act, and that's the White Slave Traffic Act, and it's a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or any other immoral purposes. And I was just like, Bro, that
There
is...
was some
It's huge.
argument
It's
about that
huge.
Mann Act
Yeah.
because that Mann Act came into play to like prosecute black people against crimes against white women. Like that was something like that. It was originally
So it was also known as the
up like
White
that.
Slave Traffic
Yeah.
Act, exactly, but it's basically meant to cover any woman or girl. So apparently that's what he's being charged with. And do you know, like for that racketeering, there were 14 individual acts, and for each of those acts, oh my gosh, the racketeering count carried a sentence of up to 20 years, right? And then that Mann Act one is 10 years. And because there were 8 counts for that Mann Act, that's 80 years. So already that's 100 years.
Yeah.
Like, and that's, I can never understand why it's just like, basically it's life. It's life. He's, not going to live past
Well, don't even say
that.
100, just say life.
That's what I mean. I'm like, just fucking sentence. Like, why would you give each act a year? Like, just put the cunt away for life. I mean, which it is now, but anyway. So reading all of that and seeing, the magnitude of that, it was just like, you're a sick motherfucker.
He is. So, I'm just reading 2017, there was an allegation of a cult.
Yes.
He seduced young women, then approached them for help with music career before taking control of their lives, dictating what they eat, how they dress, when they bathe, when they sleep, and how they engage in sexual encounters that he records. And he took their phones off them, stopped them from contacting his friends and family, which brings those 2 girls the recent ones, the ones that they had an interview with, and they were like, no, he wasn't. He was.
Is that the Tiffany one? No, I don't know.
But then one of them has now come out and had another interview saying that he's the one that kind of told them what to say in the interview.
Well, in that interview with the 2 girls, wasn't he kind of close by or something? So I read somewhere in the first one, that he was kind of close by while they were being interviewed.
And it's funny that because one of them has now come out and told the truth about that whole interview.
Yeah.
That it was staged by him. And,
Why do you think that people come out afterwards and say that didn't happen? Is it because they're confident that he's not going to be able... Or is it because they're confident that he's not going to retaliate now?
No, but what's the point of her coming out now? Like, no one gives a shit what she says.
So why wouldn't
he would have got paid for the interview? Yeah.
Why wouldn't he worry then? Then why wouldn't he worry that?
Because he can't give them money now, and they got no money. So let's come out.
Yeah. Here we go. And it all comes back to that.
She would have got paid for the interview too.
Or threatened, or both.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of ask the question there then, believing the victims and all that, definitely, but there's that element of, you know what I'm trying to say? What am I trying to say? There's that element of, is it distrust or lies or, just room where it would just make you question it because...
Yeah, the seed of doubt has been planted.
They're all taking money. They're all, they're controlled people living a controlled life, but they're getting money. You know what I mean? I mean, one of the girls accepted a payout and she wouldn't give out the sex tape if she demanded money, or she was going to give out the sex tape in that documentary, and just everybody doing dodgy fucking shit for money.
Yeah, it's so dodgy, yeah.
And then as soon as that stops, it's like...
Yeah.
But then it's kind of like, then what are you gaining from now coming out and telling the truth? I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got your money. Now
he's going to jail anyway.
So now what? Or did you get paid for the interview, the exclusive interview to tell the truth? So, yeah, that probably explains it all. I just... Yeah. I just... Apparently...
And you think about it, everybody, when you think about, Aaliyah had no fucking chance whatsoever because, her uncle kind of threw her in there like they say that and even Sparkle says the family was always around, but he controlled shit, but he still ends up marrying her because apparently she got pregnant and all this kind of stuff. And then one of the witnesses who's in that documentary is saying that they never pressed charges because the mum was sleeping with R. Kelly.
I feel like this came up.
Yeah, I feel like
And so it's like, she had no fucking chance, you know what I mean? Like,
so she can't really
no
come
one's
out and say
who's
anything.
protecting her.
No.
Nobody is.
Oh my god.
That's so disgusting. Fuck.
Yeah, I think the pure power and I want
Money.
to say
It's all about money.
No, but him too. Do you know what I mean? Him.
It sounds like he loves being in control of, he's such a control freak.
Of everything, of everyone. Public announcement.
Yeah.
Do you know, wasn't it one of his producers or something who got the false documents so that Aaliyah could marry, because he's the one who later said, I was responsible for getting the false documents. Do you know what I mean? Like, so many people covering for you, doing shady shit for you. They can't have been so undercover that no one saw anything, but no one said anything.
No.
Because they're getting paid.
They're getting paid, yeah.
But
well,
then,
I hope you feel fucking good and sleep at night, guys.
But Nick Cannon and even Public Announcement and Sparkles would say, you'd be recording, you don't see shit because you're in this room, someone else is in another room, so you don't see people. You don't, so no one actually saw anything happening. Like Nick Cannon was talking about being in a session for 12 hours by himself, never saw R. Kelly, never saw anybody, was just in this room writing.
Yeah.
So, and that's how he kind of controlled everything. So you never really saw anything happening that would be alarming.
Actually, I read about some of the girls that he would keep in another room in a studio locked, and they had to text one of the receptionists for the studio to say, can you come open it up? So one of us needs to go toilet kind of thing. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I can see how that type of shit would happen. It just...
And then he'd give families money, to leave their kids alone, pay them out, and they'd, accept that. So I just don't understand how he's still alive, because, if that was one of my children, he'd be so dead. He'd be dead as fuck. How is he still alive?
Unless you were sleeping with him too.
Possible, sure.
It's just crazy how they... it just doesn't make sense.
I kind of think, what the fuck was going through his head?
I know.
Oh my God. He must have had some trauma himself as a child.
Yeah.
Because I read up and I didn't know he was sexually abused until I read it. So, because someone like that has to have had some trauma. And when I looked it up, I saw that, he was sexually abused by a female family member when he was 8.
Jesus.
From 8.
And then someone in his neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Like a neighbor or something.
I mean,
I mean, I called him a sick motherfucker before, and I guess to a degree there's some actual truth behind that. And someone recently did say on Instagram or something, he needs to, prison isn't the place for him. He needs to be in a mental institute.
There was Selena Johnson.
But what happens in a mental institute? You get help and rehabilitation, but you're not going to be released back into the public. So
until you serve your sentence.
Which, as we read, is 100 years. Yep.
Yeah.
So, this is going to sound really fucking terrible, but I'm like, how come he gets to rehab and, become a better person?
True. Yeah. Because he's human.
Yeah, definitely. And so were all those girls.
I mean, you just look at, the Harvey Weinstein, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
This guy's in prison, but he's he doesn't see other inmates. They're all worried about his safety and him harming himself and whatever. So he's in his own cell. He gets escorted around by correction officers and all that stuff. So he's kind of has this, preferential special treatment, you know, and he's just as bad. Like
The same would would have to happen for R. Kelly because
but this R. Kelly's just thrown into jail kind of thing. I mean, he's been beaten up, whatever. But like, and I'm not saying like poor him, but just like
you say,
if you're gonna do it, you know, you got to do it for everybody. Like, why is this guy more special than this guy when they're both fucking monsters? Yeah, and there was talk of him even going to colour? Like a holiday kind of jail, like a nicer jail where he'll have his own kind of, you know, his own space and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
What was your question, Linda?
I was just saying the difference between Harvey and R. Kelly is their colour.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't like R. Kelly, but shit, if that's not blatantly obvious that you're right, they're exactly the same type of person and done this. Yeah. One gets his, you know, preferential special treatment. One gets chucked in jail and beaten up. And like you say, well...
Like, that's what you get, but yeah.
But also, how come the other one's not getting that as well?
Yeah. And there was talk a lot about, because of R. Kelly's victims weren't like little rich white girls, they were black girls, so nobody really cared.
True.
And not like, you know, up and coming and now famous celebrities who had to work with Harvey or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah. So like now when if I want to listen to his music, I feel like I have to do that secretly somewhere, you know what I mean?
Look, I don't have him on any of my playlists, and I don't know if that's a conscious thing or I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't think I've gone out of my way to, I don't know.
Same.
I don't know.
I think I've only got Step in the Name of Love on my one. I don't even know if that's still there, to be honest. But yeah. It's not because I don't want to listen to his music. It's because I question myself, was I really a fan then?
Exactly what
I said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I question it because his shit's just come up now. But was I ever a fan? And I think probably personally no. Because I wouldn't, just like Beyonce, I wouldn't go out of my way to go and get. But I do appreciate and like some of his songs.
Yeah.
Because I have a connection.
To the songs.
Yeah.
No,
and I wouldn't even care and know if it was R. Kelly or not. It's just the song itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day
I don't think I'm a fan.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan either. Yeah. And so it's easy for me not to care. But when I remembered she's got that vibe, fuck, I was annoyed.
Oh my God, yes, I forgot about that one too.
I played it and I was like, fuck yeah, it's a jam.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you know, oh well.
I've got that song on my playlist too. Oh, okay.
I've got
2 songs.
Yeah.
See, and then I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, like I say, I invest myself in people and, you know, their personal lives and rah, 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 rah. And so if they do something, it upsets, something like that upsets everybody. But then it makes me question everything I feel and like about that person, and that would include their music. So
yeah. I'm an R. Kelly fan. I'm a fan of his music. I remember, I think I bought 2 singles of his when they were in cassettes.
See, that is a fan. Yeah. You go out of your way, you buy it. I never.
I brought You Remind Me of Something, and then on the B-side of that tape was Homie Love a Friend, and then I think I brought the Down Low cassette.
Yeah. Do you know, I didn't quite remember, didn't he do like a whole... Back in the 90s when they did movies for their music clips, and didn't he do like a whole little series with one of the Isley brothers? Yes. And you know, I quite liked that stuff that was happening. That was all cool.
He did that for Down Low, and then he also did it for the Trapped in the Closet stuff.
You know what I laugh about R. Kelly's songs, his own songs that he does, is like how he talks about He sings what he's saying, what's actually happening.
His experiences, his sexual experiences.
But I think that's
and
one of the
his
main things
sexual
I always
preferences.
remember about R. Kelly. What sticks out about him is that he, like, keep it in the closet, and then I open the closet, and I'm like, Dad, you know, like I'm gonna close the door on you now, and I'm gonna walk to the car. I remember when I first saw that song, I couldn't stop laughing because I thought, oh shit.
Entertaining, eh? Like, what,
That is.
it was so fucked up and
different.
stupid that it was entertaining.
It's fucking stupid and something I could sit there and laugh at. I mean, honestly, but yeah,
people liked it.
But people liked it.
Yeah.
I can't personally say I liked it myself, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
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 And he acted out what he was actually singing about. It's so funny. And I think some TV shows did like
A
jokes
skit.
about it.
Parody.
Yeah.
So that's so funny.
But I mean, that kind of like speaks to his genius, like in a stupid way. Like, you know, who else could do something like that and people love it? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and like, like you just have to look at his catalog of the shit that he's done for himself and others to see how musically genius he is. And like, he didn't just stay in his box of, you know, sexy bedtime music. He like, you know, segued into pop with Celine Dion and Michael and all those people, and still while he stayed a staple in R&B and hip hop, and doing all of that, and this motherfucker can't even read or write, like has a natural God-given gift, but doesn't have the practical skills to do it.
Speaks to his musical genius,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's just like shit. So yeah.
Look, that answers the question, eh? Definitely.
I like his music. I'll still want to listen to it, maybe in the bathroom by myself when no one can hear me or something like that.
Headphones
But
in.
I mean, you can't deny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't deny that about R. Kelly.
Yeah,
and it just brings me like to like you know, yesterday the YouTuber removing his music off.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're taking his stuff off from their platform or something like that. Yeah. And to me, it's like that's like the only good thing about him, and you know, it's
sad.
For me, it's sad because it's like if it like, you know, that his legacy, even without doing that, is going to be he's a pedophile anyway. Yeah. But like his musical genius and like his contribution to music is the only thing good about him, and it's like, I don't know why they feel like they need to do that. Like, you know, they haven't taken down or stopped like Harvey Weinstein's movies. Yeah, they just removed his name from the credits. Yeah, and his work still gets to live and carry on in this world. But
I was going to say Michael Jackson too. Elvis Presley is another one because I saw that when he got married to, same thing with Priscilla. She was also underage, and like his music and stuff is still out there, and same as Michael Jackson. But was Michael Jackson ever convicted though?
No.
Wonder how he got away from that, richest guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying about, you know, his legacy and his music, and why did they need to take it off YouTube, and
like I understand why they're doing that, but like is it necessary when, you know, all these other people, like if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it handy. Do you know what I mean?
Else too, yeah.
And yeah, that's just what I think. I mean, there's heaps of people. There's Elvis. Who's the other ones? There's heaps of them. Jada Pinkett is another one.
Oh my
fucking
life! If she was.
You know, I was watching this thing, you know, her shit with her and August Alsina. He was fucking mentally unwell, and she's 20 years older than him. Do you know what I mean? Like, talk about predatory. It's the same fucking thing.
Except from a female side, which is kind of
would it be different if he was a chick?
Yeah, exactly. Would everyone be like more up in arms if it was the, you know, a guy doing it? It's weird. She's another one that, you know, I've invested my myself in and liking her, and then when you
Same.
hear these things, it's just like I just don't read it.
I know, and it just came out that she was having sex with Chris Kelly when he was 15 from Crisscross.
Is he the one that's passed away? Because he's one that's passed away. Yeah. Which is, she would come. She would come when they were all around, and so lots of people have seen it. But that never came out as well.
No one talks about it.
No one talks about it. Yeah.
And even like Russell Simmons, he had like 20 allegations against him, and I don't think he was ever convicted of it. Yeah, but he up and moved to Bali so that he couldn't be extradited for that shit. He was dropped from Def Jam and all that. His stuff's still out there. Do you know what I mean? His stuff's still out there. Apparently Marvin Gaye impregnated a 16-year-old girl. His music's still playing. Jerry Lee Lewis, whoever he is he the actor or producer? Married his 13-year-old niece.
What?
Oh.
And it's just like Led Zeppelin, back in their heyday, he had a 14-year-old girlfriend.
Fuck.
So
I'm like, my son just turned 13 yesterday. And then I hear 14 and I'm like,
it's scary.
I've got
It's yuck, eh?
Yeah,
it's
yuck.
I got goosebumps, from
that. Kill them.
No.
Like, and I'm not like sticking up for him or anything, but it's what you have to think about when you're going down that route. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never heard the Russell Simmons stuff before.
Yeah.
He, I think she was a model or still a model. When she was younger or something, he had forced himself on her and then kind of penetrated her. And she took him to court, but then she did that, and then there were like 19 other girls coming forward and stuff like that.
Oh, God. Yeah, not...
Yeah. It just makes you think, like, what a dirty fucking business. That is.
Yeah.
Like, imagine all the shit you don't know. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. It's entertainment in general, eh? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's in music. It's obviously in movies.
When you have that kind of money, you're above the law, basically. You can do what you want.
Well, it's kind of like, have you guys watched, what's that new movie that's out on Netflix? I was going to say The Hunger Games, but it's not.
Squid Games.
Yeah, the Squid Game. Hunger Game. Like you're watching the movie, right? And you're kind of, this is so off topic, but it does relate. You're kind of watching and you're like, what is the purpose of all these games? And what happens in the end? Sorry, this is gonna, if you haven't watched
Spoiler.
So what happens in the end? Rich people come to watch it.
Yeah.
They are fascinated by how these people play and just die. Like, it's because of money.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is rich people are fucked up and we just stay poor?
That thing is like, they're so rich that they got so much money they don't have any joy in life.
Yeah.
They're bored
They're
and
so
they want to
bored.
feel alive. So they get all these people to play a game and kill
so
themselves.
many things to spend our money on when we get rich from this podcast. I'm all good.
Oh, we're out of here.
Never going to be bored.
Hey, we're live from Hawaii right now.
Yeah. Oh, we don't do a podcast anymore. We get people to do it for us.
Yeah. We're just home. But you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's purely what it is. It's they're so bored, so they find other stuff entertaining.
Yeah.
Whack as fuck.
So
like R. Kelly. Yeah. So
honestly.
now what? He's not really, nothing's happening now, hey? Till
he goes to jail.
So listen to this. This motherfucker pleaded not guilty. So he pleaded not guilty, but he was convicted on all counts, and it says, and could face up to life in prison. But now it's like, I don't think anything's really going to happen to Till.
You know what he should have done?
Next year or something.
He should have just fucking pleaded guilty. Yep, I did it. Charge me. Be done with it. Like, why stretch it out and all this other shit comes out about you and you just look really stupid? Just
'cause I think
accept it, take it, move on, you know?
I think he was trying to probably get his people to try and do something.
Some
Give
last
him
ditch
that
attempts.
lead time.
Try and pay them out or something.
Yeah, trying to do what he normally does. But unfortunately, no, it just made it worse.
Yeah, he really should have just said, yeah, I did it. Do you know what I mean?
Because he did it. And, oh God, even the interview with that whole him crying.
Oh my God.
And that
what did
whole-
she say? Do you like underage girls? Define underage or something.
Define underage. 14, 15? Should have just said that.
10, 11?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, because clearly he doesn't think that they're,
Just fucking say
No,
I'm
but
guilty,
what kind
man.
of... I think he made it worse for himself by doing that fucking interview. And then he talks about, and then I went to my bank. I've never been to a bank before. And told them, I should put my money into a different account. Nigga, you got no money.
What the fuck was happening to him? Like, do you know what I mean? What had happened? He had no money left.
No.
No, this was the Oprah interview, yeah.
Yeah, he had no money. And one of his allegations too, not allegation, but he's been taken to court too for not paying his baby mamas.
Yeah, for child, what do you call it?
That's on top of everything as well.
He's too busy with other... Oh, sorry, never mind, do not. Fuck.
Go so I can do this.
No.
I got a play date, hun. I'm sorry, I've just got a play date.
Oh, funny.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking in a terrible fucking way. I was just trying to find out when his actual sentence hearing is. It's set for May the 4th, 2022. So it's just like, I'm probably going to be celebrating. Nah, it's not that handy. It's just, it's good to see, justice.
Yeah.
And I fucking hope it sends a message out to other people. Probably not though, because people do shit until they'll try and get away with as much as they can until they get caught. So it's probably not really going to send a message, but I would hope it would scare the fuck out of some people.
Yeah.
Out of doing anything even like this. Like I just, shudder to think what those kids were going through, because that is what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Every time I think about
know.
it, I think of my 13-year-old. My son's 14. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, oh my God. He's like growing his little ass moustache right now. And fuck.
They're so naive at that age. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You might have an idea that something is wrong, but you're not sure.
Even in my 20s, I was a dumbass.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even in my 20s, I was... Even in my now, I'm a dumbass sometimes. But, but a 14-year-old just does not stand a shit show in hell. And I'm just grateful that none of these things, ended up in...
What do you think about the parents, though?
No, I was just going to say that. What about the parents? And there's a lot of...
there's neglect.
People talking about the parents, like, where the fuck were the parents during this? They allowed it, they let it happen. Because for me, if R. Kelly came over and said, say my son was a girl, I expect, he's 14, I expect to be there with him. Because he's still young. He still doesn't know what he's doing. So
unless a smooth talking lawyer comes and says, look, your son will be looked after. There'll be teachers who will be involved. They'll have a class all day. No, I'm just saying this is probably what happened to these people.
Yeah,
but you're right. I'll be like, sweet. I'm gonna pack my bags. I'm coming too, right?
I'm coming too.
Yeah. So who? He at the end of the day, he definitely did the crime. He goes to jail.
But there were a lot of accomplices.
What about What about these parents and the people that rounded them up? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they need to.
And then some of them took a payout to fucking
not say
let it
anything.
happen. Yeah. Or just have my daughter give me some money. Do you know what I mean?
It's one thing to not realize what had happened, but when you do, and
fucking
then you
kill the dude,
take money for it, that's when you're responsible. If you didn't know, well, fuck, you should have known. You should have been there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But then you when you learn about it and they say,
Yeah.
you know, here's some money, this is definitely when you're liable.
Yeah. You know, what's Beyonce's dad? What's his name? Matthew or whatever his name is.
I think it is Matthew
He-
Knowles,
they-
is it?
They
Mr.
worked-
Knowles.
Mr. Knowles? Hi, Mr. Knowles. No. He talked about like when Destiny's Child were working with R. Kelly.
Oh,
Those girls never went to the toilet by themselves. They never went to get a drink by themselves. They never went anywhere by themselves. Like, because he wasn't convicted of things at that point, but he was just aware of what was
a
happening.
rumor's a rumor.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. I think so. Maybe they were just on the premise that their kid was going to make it, and this is R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And exactly,
Take my kid. Do you know what I mean?
do whatever it takes to get my kid, not really realizing that what it takes
Yeah, is to bend over.
was going to
yeah.
involve that.
Yeah.
Like I remember, to be honest, and this is going to sound terrible, I remember when the rumor came out that he peed on someone. I don't know why I thought it was funny. It's actually really fucking terrible.
It is, yeah.
But it
No,
was
because
just like,
people were fucking making fun of that. Like Dave Chappelle did a whole fucking skit on it.
Skit on
like,
it.
So it was just funny after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well,
then-
I didn't know there was a whole fucking sexual situation surrounding golden showers and all that type of shit. So that's not where my mind was going. It's just like, okay, like, all right then, dirty prick.
Yeah.
Like,
so they make
Yeah.
fun of it, and then it's just funny. But then, like after that, he releases is it Chocolate Factory or the Ignition album or something? And so he just releases this massive album. Everyone fucking forgets about what he did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
until now, until you read a timeline of all
Yeah.
the shit, it spans 20 years of
Yeah.
2 decades.
Of shit he got away with.
I
Well-
reckon it was not until that documentary Surviving
Yeah.
R. Kelly that was where
That
it just
really
was. You
fucked
can't
it
Shit fell
ignore
apart.
it. You can't ignore this now. Open your eyes and do something about it.
It was too
And that's
massive
where, like-
to let go. Yeah.
That's what's happening now. Is everything coming off that because it's confronting. You can't
Yeah.
like act like you don't know after that.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you haven't seen it, like me, you're still well aware of all the rumors that have now been confirmed, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think this was the hardest one for me to do just because...
I thought about you doing this.
Nah,
yeah.
it's good though. It's good. Let it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I think to a degree, it's probably because we're females. Do you know what I mean? And that shit touches you, you know, like it touches everybody. But as a female, you just think to yourself, fuck, man, I can't imagine half or you know, an iota of the shit that those girls went through, regardless of the fact that they got paid, some of them got paid out or whatever. Man, I just, like, you fucking pig.
Yeah. And even working with him, like some people, like lots of people have good things to say about him and that he is a genius with their experience of working with him and stuff. But it's so funny. He was an asshole to Toni Braxton.
Okay, was she too old?
He said to her that like she was never gonna make it because of her voice, like with that kind of a voice you're never gonna make it and all that kind of stuff. Like he didn't really believe in her and was just a real cunt about it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? I'm glad. I am glad because I don't imagine she would get caught, but you just don't know. You just don't know. But I would, you know, I'm almost like, thank fuck that you didn't get caught up with him. You are perfectly suited for Babyface, you know, and each other in terms of a team. Thank fuck.
So based off of that, Sparkles was talking about how when she was going through what she went through, like with her niece and stuff and R. Kelly and whatever, that the Braxtons reached out to her to like show their like support because of their experience with him, like with Tony, which I thought was like, oh, he wasn't it? What a wanker. You know what I mean? He even like he was getting death threats, and the guys from Public Announcement spoke of a time when one of them, security turned up, like, put on this hood, we're gonna go to the stage and stuff, and he walked out with a big hood on and walked through with them to the stage, and when he got there, everyone else was there, and they're like, hey, where were you? So he didn't find out till after that R. Kelly had received a death threat, and so sent that Public Announcement guy out, like as a coy, just in case like someone tries to kill him. You know?
You fucking cunt. See?
That?
He does. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
No,
he doesn't. That much is blatantly obvious.
No one gives a shit either that he's in jail. Good job.
No one cares that he's in jail, yeah.
No.
Like, yeah, cool. You brought some music into the world. You've produced and written some great songs and stuff like that. But who the fuck does that make you after that?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? That you now get to do whatever you want?
Just wow.
If you like, but also like in try like deciding whether it's okay to listen to him or not. Do you think like if you knew like some of the shit or like, you know, values and different beliefs or morals or shit that like some of your favorite artists were up to, would that kind of change? Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, like, so imagine that because I don't know all of his songs. You'll probably
you wouldn't like you would like you'd still would listen to their music because like that's their, I don't know what I'm trying to say, talking shit.
No, but you made me think. Imagine, like, whenever there was something that happened, there was a song that he did about that moment. Like, imagine that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine if he had a situation, one of his fucked up situations. Like, I always think back to Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. And she says that's nothing to do with him. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. She says that was because she was younger than she wanted to portray and being this mature person, but I don't believe that. So imagine if there was a song for every time he had some type of fucking encounter, and then there was a song that he wrote, you know, because he was inspired by that. How the fuck?
Just look at all this shit like he's got down low.
That's what I mean.
Keep it on a down low.
So then that makes it even worse to think that but then we don't know. You could make any type of song work for any type of situation, but that just,
I can still listen to Down Low and don't think about a man having sex with a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I still have my own, like, personal connection with how
true,
I felt with that song, and so,
Yeah. True. I don't like enough of his songs to care, I think. I think that's what it comes down to.
That's what it is,
Or you just don't like him, like, pure and simple. That's like, you know.
Oh, like, there were songs. There's, like, I Can't Sleep. Because, you know, that's a me kind of song. That's a slow jam. Kind of, that's a me song. So I like that from R. Kelly. And there's the odd one. But other than that, he doesn't rate. And I'm probably fueled more now by his indecencies.
Activities,
exactly. To dislike him even more. That's probably what it comes down to, and then I feel justified in my dislike for him, kind of thing. Which is kind of fucked up, because if it was someone else that I liked, where would that take me? What road would that take me down? I couldn't tell you.
You know, like if I played Body's Calling, and just as soon as that music starts, like, I'm just like, yeah, that's the jam. Like, that'll be one of my ultimate jams is Body's Calling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's some, I guess more the songs he's done for other people I like more, and because I don't associate him with them, I will listen to them.
Yeah.
Is that hypocritical of me? I don't know.
No. I think it's just really just preference. Like, am I selfish because I still want to listen to R. Kelly's music and not think about his victims and all that? Like,
I don't sit here and think, I can't believe you, Pani. I cannot believe that you are going to listen to that guy. I don't think that at all.
No.
Which has been eye-opening for me, because I didn't know how I was going to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel
which is good.
Glad that, you know, we've come to this conclusion for me. It is what it is.
I would just say, it's your own personal choice.
Yeah,
If you want to,
I agree.
You're right.
then you do it.
And music in general, things in life are a personal choice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And music plays no matter with every single person. Like, music is there all the time. So
It's
it
constant,
doesn't. Yeah. I mean,
It plays a very, very, very vital, important role, I would say, in a lot of people's lives.
I think in everybody.
Yeah.
Like music is
Life.
it's almost it is.
There's
It's
a
part of
word.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if music, if there's a song or music that moves you, makes you think about something, makes you sad, makes you happy, makes you want to dance or cry,
Ignites
then
something.
listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
That's what it does.
I'll still listen to R. Kelly on the low.
And I will not at you for that. That's totally cool. And you know what? To a degree, looks like I'll still listen to some of his shit too. So
Yeah, and
From
there we
other
go.
people,
all good. Yeah.
I think because we had those other questions, if you are for R. Kelly or still play his music, how can you support a rapist? And I guess I wonder if there are still people out there who are, because we didn't, on our Instagram feed, we didn't have any Hundy fans.
No, I think they're all in America.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I wonder if there are still people who support him.
There are, like Hundy, and I saw
Didn't
a
you
video.
say there was a protest
Yeah.
or something happening
I saw
outside?
a video on social media of like women saying free R. Kelly, like at the latest court trial the other day when he was convicted. Like women with signs asking
Here we go.
to free him.
Definitely don't have
The injustice of R. Kelly. What I learned about R. Kelly's biggest fans when I heard they're attending the singer's trial to show their support, I had to see. Blah, blah, blah. Small queue. I spotted the fans, mostly black, middle-aged women in jeans and hoodies, patiently awaiting security to give them the go-ahead. I want to see what they say. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't share their own position on the case, which is obviously against. Come on. Where is it? There's an attachment to him, and there's a sense that what is happening to him is part of a larger history of black men being criminalized and villainized as sexual predators, and how to stand as that white men are not held accountable to.
Yeah.
It's easy to put that in, because that happens. But is it necessarily true to R. Kelly? It's easy to say, just another case of villainizing, black men. But he did this to himself.
He did, yeah. But I feel like, in a sense, if you just compare him to, like, Harvey Weinstein,
yeah.
and the difference is, you can argue that, definitely. Like, that man charge was brought back up from the dead. That was a charge to charge black men against white women, and they've brought that up for him. Like, it's just like there is like some racial differences there.
Yeah,
not saying that he's wrong. He's not
definitely.
wrong. He's definitely did what he did and should go to jail, but does to the extent of, like, you just compare that, you can see the differences. Yeah,
it's so shitty that over the last however many years that's become so prominent that it has to be brought up in this as well. I mean, he's done what he's done, but unfortunately there's all of this as well. I'm just trying to read what else they were saying. I don't know if I believe it or not. I wasn't there and don't really know what happened.
There's no doubt he did what he did, but
no,
it's just
he did.
The
it's
way
just too much.
The way it's being done, going about it. Like, if that was Harvey Weinstein doing what he did, would it be a different kind of thing then? Do you know what I mean? Because just the way he's getting different treatment with what he's done.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
And is it money too? Because isn't he still loaded?
Who, that Harvey dude?
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe he's paying for his...
for
and his work's going to live on forever.
Time.
Yeah, I think the shitty thing about his work is that there's shit tons more people involved in a movie, actors, you know, all the workers and stuff. And if you took everything he did away, you're affecting more people than, you know, singers who choose to do it themselves. I don't know, but
lots of lots of people made money off those people. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So like, if we're going on if we're finishing up, what's a song like that you guys can think of that he probably regrets making now that he's in jail?
That he regrets making. Oh,
so, you know, he might be picking up some soap somewhere, you know, and then the song comes on.
oh, yuck! I just think key to ignition because I'm just like, don't put the key in the ignition. I don't know.
Feeling on your body.
I found him quite crusty anyway. To be honest, his songs, I found always like, what's the word I want to say? Sleazy.
Oh yeah, sleazy. Yeah, he does come across sleazy. Yeah.
I'm just gonna see then.
Trapped in the closet.
Oh, when a woman's fed up.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Like, imagine him. He's in a cell, and then this big, massive dude comes in and stands at his door, and you know he knows what's on that guy's mind and what that guy's gonna do to him. Like, what song?
I know.
Play.
I know which one. Should I play it?
Play it.
Oh, there's one here called Sex Me. A woman's threat.
Oh, sorry.
I was like,
okay, I'm gonna share it now.
okay.
This is the ultimate song he's going to play as soon as
like that guy's standing in his doorway and this song is playing. Do you know what I mean?
He's standing in the doorway and this is the shit he's going to be playing. I believe I can touch the sky. Oh, he'll be up in the sky, all right.
Spread my ass cheeks
all the way.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is the jam right there for that particular moment.
Oh my god.
Just tweak the lyrics a bit.
Definitely. I'm happy with the lyrics you and I just came up with there because oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh god.